Is it true that dating apps makes us connect on a superficial level? What about attraction and chemistry? What role do they play in modern dating? Let's find out. I would like to invite you on a date between Arnoldo and Mirka. So, hi everybody, welcome to this Zoom blind date. And Mirka, I would like you to meet Arnoldo. Arnoldo is 45 years old, works in finance. He loves to work out, travel, and drink wine. He's looking for committed relationship, and he's attracted to smart women with edge. Arnoldo, I would like you to meet Mirka. Mirka is 39 years old, works in finance. She loves to work out, travel, and dancing. She's looking for committed relationship, and she's attracted to quick-witted gentlemen. In a few seconds, I'm gonna let you both go on a blind date and get to know each other. But I would like to start this conversation by asking a question that you both like. You both like traveling, and I would like to ask you about your last adventure. What inspired you, and what was the destination that you really enjoy? Santiago, Arnoldo, I see your name, Santi. Can you unmute yourself? I can still see that you're muted. Wonderful. So let's start this conversation about traveling. Mirka, I will give you first word. Share about your favorite destination about traveling.
Hi, Arnoldo.
Hi, what a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Well, this is a little different experience. So,
Hey, as long as you get up to bat and you can swing, that's all that matters.
well, thank you. So, anyway, traveling. I do travel once or twice a year, pretty regularly. I actually had to cancel a trip this month that I had planned to Guatemala. So that was something that I was really looking forward to, but it didn't work out. We had nice 10 days planned. Unfortunately, I had to stay home. But about my last adventure, last year, so I traveled to Europe. As you know, I don't know if you know or noticed that I do have an accent. So I was originally born in Europe. And then I go and travel with my family every year. So last year I went home for about a month, and for about 2 weeks we went to Egypt. So that was amazing, and it was a combination of spend some time at the beach with the family, with my parents, my sister, and my nephew, and then I like to just to go and take some trips or do some kind of adventure. So I like my trips half and half. I can lay on the beach, but maybe for a day, but the next day I would like to do something different, like get to know the history, maybe do some sightseeing. So that's what I did last year in Egypt, where one day I would take my dad, and then the following day I would spend with the family. And then the next day I would take a trip with my sister. And it was awesome. Like, if you ever think about going to Egypt, you definitely should.
Sounds amazing.
Yes. So what about you?
Yeah, so, you actually mentioned, it's funny that you mentioned that being on the beach for about a day or two. I think that's kind of how I feel about things. When I take foreign trips, my biggest thing, I'm not necessarily, I can probably handle a museum for a couple hours, but I'm kind of the guy who likes to embed himself into the culture and, want to be in that small little town on the coast and want to be playing chess with the old men. Just kind of really feel it versus, trust me, I love the Ritz-Carlton as much as anyone else. And, but at the same time, it's so nice to kind of embed yourself into the culture itself and actually feel like you're part of that city or part of that country itself. Lately, obviously with this whole COVID thing, I got extremely frustrated. I needed to get out of the house, and was blessed enough to find an opportunity to actually just bought this great Jeep and ended up actually just kind of driving around by myself, and went up to Tahoe. From there, Nevada, kind of cruised around places I'd never actually been before, and kind of forced myself to camp out. But it was kind of just getting myself out and just actually trying to enjoy myself and travel a little bit as much as I could by myself, unfortunately. But so yeah, I definitely enjoy traveling. I just like adventures as much as anyone else, and I just can't wait for the next one.
Oh yeah. So I bought a ticket to Europe on August 1st. So we'll see. I'm really hoping this is all going to be all over. I'm very optimistic, okay? Because Europe is actually opening up everything. So I am hoping that August 1st, I'll just, fly to Europe, and then I'll do another vacation with my family. And then I'm going to stay for much longer, because this whole home office, it's like a blessing in disguise, right? Because our whole company just set themselves up for a complete remote access, right? So I'm working from home. So I'm like, you know what? The summer is canceled in America, so I'm going to Europe, and that's what I'm gonna do.
I think I'm gonna follow you right there on that one. I mean, this is frustrating for me. I like actually being in the office, so me being stuck here at the house, it's so frustrating. So I might be following that route. Plus,
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, it gives us opportunity also. Like I was just looking at some Airbnbs that you can rent out for a whole month, and they're like half off. Like down in just local places like Laguna Beach down in Southern Cal, just things like that. It gives us opportunity to do things, you never really thought about doing stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah. Are you familiar with the Southern California, that you want to spend time there, or it's just because you've never been?
No, I definitely know the area pretty well. I have a lot of clients down there, so it's, plus they have nicer beaches than we do, and it's just kind of relaxing. So, anytime the water's a little bit warmer, I'm there.
Oh, do you surf, or because I know that?
No, okay. God, no. I think I grew up in an era where Jaws was was one of my favorite movies. So I think I kind of freak out a little bit once I get into the water.
Oh my God. Okay, I totally get you on that. I'm afraid of sharks as well, so I can't. I mean, I can handle a snake, but when it comes to sharks, it's like my mind just starts wondering, like I can't handle that.
Yeah, so. I definitely saw that movie too many times growing up as a kid. So,
so I do not like horror movies. Like, I have watched all the Jaws, movies, but I can't. Like, I know some people really enjoy it, the horror movies, but you cannot. I cannot go and see whatever horror movies, like the Peril something. I know, and I'm sorry, I'm not even following the horror movies. It's something that I can't do.
Yeah, no, my sister likes them, and I think she's crazy, but that's a whole different other story.
Oh man. So so that's the travel. So where are you originally from? Because your name is, sounds Hispanic to me, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't have an accent, right?
No, you don't.
I'm actually born and raised here in the Bay Area, down in the peninsula, and spent some time living in Mexico City. Grew up with Mexican parents, so I'm first generation, and was blessed enough for my parents to decide to send me some great schools, and ended up here in San Francisco for the last 10 years. So.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. So I'm sorry, I didn't catch your question. You kind of broke up there for a split second.
Oh, I said, how about yourself?
Oh, okay. Well, I was born in Slovakia, former Czechoslovakia, but I've been here for about 17 years. So, long time, in my early 20s. And so I live in Marin County. That's just north of Golden Gate Bridge. And I also work here. So my my house and the office are about 4 minutes apart from each other. So
Nice.
it's amazing. I don't have to commute. I only drive for fun, for pleasure. Like I can walk to the office if I feel like. And yeah, so I'm up here. Where are you?
I'm in Pacific Heights at the moment. So
Okay. So the city, San Francisco.
San Francisco, yeah.
Okay.
So, I've grown to love the city, and it's kind of for the last 10 years, but I've also come to appreciate being out of the city. And I think the last couple of years, I might call that some maturity. And
Mm,
so I actually do love getting out of the city these days. And I think my goal is to probably buy a house in Sonoma and kind of spend half the week there. And
okay.
so
I think you're just trying to avoid the curfew you guys have in the city. I think that's what's happening.
I'll do not even get me started on that whole thing. Right?
Yeah, let's not take this politically because that
No,
would not be appropriate.
no, and it's frustrating also because I'm a part owner of a wine bar in the marina, so it gets a little
Yeah,
frustrating sometimes. We just want to do our business and we're not allowed to. So
man. I guess you guys can't really do the outdoor seating if it's a wine bar because you go in, right?
yeah, correct. I mean, we can sell bottles out of the window, but that's as far as it goes.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry. I hope
Uh,
it gets, better soon.
I was down in San Diego about 2 weeks ago when they opened everything up, and I was so jealous. I'm all, oh God, I need this.
Yeah, I hear you. That's why I bought myself a flight ticket
Yeah,
to
I'm telling you,
something.
I'm pretty close to it myself. So
I'm just the Europe is open. That's the thing where everything is open, right? So
yeah,
indoor bars, just the beaches and all that fun stuff. So yeah, summer is not happening in United States.
yeah, I'm right there with you on this one.
Yeah. So I caught that you work in the finance. I think we may be in a similar industry. So what type of the company you work for?
So I do. I'm on the wealth management side of things,
Okay.
and I've been doing it for the last 20 plus years, and I've been blessed enough to actually build a really great team that works with both individuals and
Mm-hmm.
wealthy individuals and also corporations and advising them. So, we've made a name for ourselves and people know who we are. So it's been fun. It's kind of hard to keep the team together and keep, during this whole process. And I miss them all, but I'm sure, I'm sure they're happy to be away from me sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to my boss the other day, and he's like, "Do you think that it's going to be the same when we all come back to the office?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't particularly enjoy everyone's personality, so just I don't know how that's gonna go after we all come back from spending time apart. It'll be a
Yeah.
period of adjustment. So yeah, so that'll be interesting. But if you let me travel and work out of the office for a couple of days and then come back, then I will love everyone.
Yeah. No, I mean, it comes down to productivity, right? And if people are productive, then why have them in the office? But I do love having the team and all the noise around. So that's kind of been the fun part behind it. So
Yeah, definitely. There is a good office culture. When there is a good office culture, then it makes it fun to come to
exactly,
this. So
exactly.
I totally get that.
Yeah. So I'm sure my
Nice.
I'm sure my assistant loves knowing that I'm not right outside her door. Right outside the door. So
Oh yeah, just so they have a certain freedom, but I think it comes down to loyalty. If you want the company to thrive, you have to put in your effort and the time because then you don't know if the next paycheck is coming, so to speak.
absolutely. What kind of finance do you do?
So I work in real estate finance. So I work for a private money mortgage banker, and we also deal with wealthy individuals and No, different corporations, but they're typically owned by private individuals. Like we don't deal as much with institutional lenders. If I lose you, just tell me, okay? Because I'm
No,
assuming
I get it. I get it.
okay, because sometimes I talk and people are like, and then I'm thinking like, okay, dude, just tell me you don't understand. That's okay, you know. So yeah, so I actually oversee compliance. So by default, people like for me to stay away. So I make other people's life just very paper oriented, and you know, if you deal with sales agents and people that just want to close the deal, that gets pretty challenging. I've done this since 2007. So I started right before the market crashed in '07, and then I've been since, like, I've been doing the same thing, and I've worked for this last company for 8 years. So I'm pretty loyal to people who treat me well. And I have a really good job, Armando, really good.
Did I lose you?
No, you didn't. I'm still
Okay.
here.
Okay, got it. Well, that's awesome. I mean, to be happy with where you're at is a blessing for sure. It's yeah, and a lot of people just always moan about where they work and what they're doing. So to actually be happy with where you're at, it's fantastic. You're lucky.
You know, I want to say I have been lucky, but I've been lucky my whole life because I've always bumped into people who never did me wrong. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but really, my first boss in the real estate, she was really good to me. My second boss, has been really good to me. It's like, I don't know. I want to do better because they're treating me right. So I think it's like a mutual understanding. And it's been working out. It's been really working out. It allows me to travel, 1, 2, 3 times a year to do big trips, and then, little round trips and small getaways, which I love doing. I love to just go somewhere, just overnight, just sleep in Calistoga or I don't know. I think that's very soothing to me, just to let it get away. It feels like a trip. So yeah, I'm good. I'm really good.
So did your whole family move here from Europe or
No, just me.
I'm out of here.
You know what? It wasn't like that. Like when I was in my early 20s, I wanted to experience the world. You watch the 90210 and the Baywatch and all that stuff. So you wanted, right?
Yeah.
So I came here as an exchange student / nanny, a long time ago. And then after my time was up, it wasn't my time to go. So that's what happened. Like I wanted to learn the language and then just be here for a little longer, and then be here for another year kind of turned into 17 years later, where I cannot, like, I go home now and I love it. I go there for my family because I really miss them. But I'm definitely Americanized and spoiled a little bit. Because you go here to the store and you're like, oh, I want the low fat latte with the 2 pumps of such and such, right? And then you come home and then the only thing you can ask for is, can I have a coffee? And then that's that, right? And then they look at you if you start coming up with changes, or like you ask off the menu and they're like, dude, or like, lady, this is what you get. Like there are no substitutions. I'm like, great, thanks.
It's either an espresso or an Americano. One of the two. Get out of here.
They don't have Americano. Just espresso, or we also do like, it's like something like a Turkish coffee, which is with the grounds.
Yeah.
So those are the two you get the pick from. Like there is no other thing. Like there's no such a thing as latte, but you know what? Coffee is so good in Europe.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So anyway, so I feel like I've been talking for a long time. So now it's your turn.
No, not at all. I love coffee. I'll take it from there. Thankfully, I can survive off one cup of coffee, and I drink it black. But I'm a little bit definitely anal about my coffee, so I kind of have to make it my own way. I've got the whole system. Probably spent way too much money on my grinder and coffee maker, but it makes me happy. So it's the small things in life, and there's nothing like holding that cup of coffee early in the morning. So
Oh yeah, that's crucial. I can't talk to anyone before I had like first cup of coffee. That's something that
we might get along on that. Yeah.
yeah, people know in the office not to bother me. So I usually start at 9. So like before 10 o'clock, people know no questions.
Yeah, I'm
And
not.
then yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a morning person, but I have to be up pretty early. Around 6, and by far I'm not a morning person. So I get a little grumpy in the morning. So I'm all just talk to me after my coffee and around 9 o'clock. I'll be better.
Yeah, and yeah, I can fake it, but no questions. Like I do not like questions. It's funny because my team is like, if one person comes up to me and they keep asking questions, they know that the general rule is no more than 5 questions an hour, because just because then I turn into like, okay, do your research and then come to me if you cannot find it. Like I cannot handle so many questions.
You're better than me. 5 questions, I think, is way too many already.
And I love the questions when they start. Out of curiosity, what if? And I'm just like, my face just goes white. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to be patient because of the HR and all that rules, right? You cannot just like snap at anyone. So yeah, we have a good understanding with the team where they know what the limit is.
See, I'm lucky. At least I can just close my door to my office.
Yeah, you are lucky. I can't do that.
So that's funny. That's totally funny. I'm there with you on that one, though.
Okay, so Lucy, what's the next question?
Tell me about what you love to do, about your hobbies or something that inspires you.
Okay, so now you start.
Okay. I think you guys got this tag team going on. Um, um, yeah. So say that again. Say the question again. I'm starting to get scared, both of you.
Share some of your passion. What do you love to do? What inspires you?
That's a great question. You know, I think it changes over the last as I got into my 40s. I'm 44, and I think when I was in my 30s, it was a completely different answer. It was, growing my business, finding success. I think you get, especially here in the U.S., we're lucky enough to live in a place where the harder we work, usually, the more we can establish ourselves with, and the more, we can grow monetarily. Um, I think the last couple of years, things have definitely changed, where I've gotten to a point where it wasn't so much about having the great sports car, which trust me, I don't mind having. But it was more of the experiences themselves. So definitely get inspired by experiences, the things I want to be doing, those small moments of, just being able to relax with someone that you care and love with, or, we're just cooking dinner and you're able to just, drink a beautiful bottle of wine. So I think, but, with that, I think the hobbies are definitely kind of still stayed. I love exploring new wines. I love exploring new places these days, places that most people don't want to travel to or don't think about traveling to. So, you know, I've grown playing sports my whole life, at a very highly competitive level. And to be athletic and to be able to work out or just to play sports at least 3 to 4 times a week it just keeps my mind clear, and it's it's become an addiction, and it's something that I need, and it helps me focus a lot more. Um, and probably the last point of that whole story is really, now that an established team, and I'm starting to see some of my guys on my team start having children. They're a little bit younger, and it's really cool to actually be able to say, okay, it's not about just me anymore. It's about being able to support the guys on my team and their families, and that's what makes me happy.
Nice. Did you prepare this ahead of time, this answer?
No, that was just right off the cuff. You know, I appreciate. Okay, what?
Okay, so let's see.
Maybe I should have gone into politics.
That was a good answer, so that's why it's a compliment.
Appreciate it.
Uh-oh.
Sorry about that.
No, that's good. So, let's see. So what am I passionate about? I want to say, now, you know what? It also changes with the age, right? So I used to be very passionate about my job, and I can still hold my own, and I love my job. So I'm very knowledgeable, so I can have a conversation and passionate conversation when it comes to my job with anyone. So that's one of the things I get passionate about, especially if someone is wrong, right? And then I have been dancing in the last few years a lot. I so I dance salsa and bachata. I don't know if you know what those are, but I've been spending a lot of time on that, where I've gone to Cuba a couple of times to learn from the professionals.
Wow.
I've been on the team, performance team, just the amateur performance team. Okay, no competitions. It's more just for the shows and stuff. So I'm not great like professional, but I am dedicated and I really love it. And it's my passion because it makes me forget all the troubles from the whole day, right? So it's like I turn off my mind completely when I dance. And I dance, it's a partner dancing. So I do that. And it's got the old etiquette, right? So you go to a bar, and then the guy comes up to you, he asks you to dance, you dance one song, and then you go back to your places, right? I really enjoy that because I'm not a really bar person per se, where you go and then you drop it, and then you do some hip hop and you deal with the all the hoochie mamas and stuff. Like, I don't like it. So I don't go to bars like that. But when it comes to partner dancing, I do go out. Well, not right now, but before. And then the team goes to different festivals, and then they perform from different shows and stuff. So I spent some time on that as well. And then I've been doing Orange Theory for a couple of years, which is the concept of like exercising in groups. And then I've been doing that 3 to 4 times a week. That's what keeps me sane right before this virus. Like, I feel like you also release the tension, and I'm lucky to do it during my lunch breaks. So I just go in at 12, and then I just do my hour, just get cleaned up, take a shower, and come back to the office. So I love it because the midday exercising works the best for me. And I really miss it right now because I'm so awful exercising by myself. Like, it's just, I really want to. I have good intention, but I cheat. So
Not full push-ups, but knee push-ups. I get it.
yeah. So it's just, I don't know. I want to. I would love to run outside and stuff, but I don't know, man. It's just different.
It's funny that you mentioned dancing. I'm not going to make any promises, but when I was living in Mexico in my 20s, Mexico City in my 20s for work, I was actually taking classes while I was there for a few
Okay.
weeks. So no promises, but I can definitely handle myself on the floor.
You know what? It's about understanding that and to have fun. Like, I know it sounds lame in a way, but you dance and then there's just a different feed off of that. Like, I don't go to bars to get drunk and to have a good time, just the bar atmosphere. I really go dance to dance and just to move. Like, I don't know, the music makes me move, and I don't know, I like it. As you can see, like, I can talk hours about dancing, and I just, like, everywhere I travel, like, I make sure that I go see a club where it's either salsa or bachata, that just so I can watch what the culture is, how people behave. And so, yeah, so I'm very passionate about that. And Mexico City is on my bucket list. I have not been. I have many friends in Mexico City, and they do go, dancing a lot.
Huge, too.
So
So like 5 in the morning.
yes, so and yeah, I don't, man, it's been a long time since well, yeah, you know what, that's a lie, but it's I was going to, go for, I never stay, out late. Yeah, that's a lie, because it was about 4 months ago where I ended up being up till 6 a.m. I don't even know how, but yeah, so that's what happened.
It sounds like you two have a lot to share. And I'm going to cut right now the conversation and ask you a last question before we turn the cameras on. The last question is for you to answer. What do you like about each other? Arnoldo, do you want to start? What do you like about
I think I started the last question, so not fair.
Okay, Mirka, would you like to share with us what do you like about Arnoldo?
I think the conversation is going very smoothly. I like that. So I think his contribution. So he's matching me, and I don't know if it makes sense, but I was a bit worried if we're going to be able to match the intensity of the conversation, and I think we're on the same page when it comes to that. So I enjoyed that.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the same, sort of the same answer, but not. Usually, I agree with her, and she seems extremely outgoing. I can tell she's a person that I would, if I was in a room, I would not have to worry about her at all. She could probably hold her own, if not probably run that room really well by herself. So I can definitely appreciate that, and I think just coming from having a strong personality, as a guy, you definitely appreciate that, and definitely a woman you cannot walk all over for sure.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's do this. Let's turn out the cameras, and I will let's meet each other.
Okay.
Hi.
I can't see your face. You're against the light.
Oh, here we go. Arnoldo, meet Mirka. Mirka, meet Arnoldo. You spent 30 minutes together chatting. And actually, I know I promised last question before, but this is the last question, I promise. What do you appreciate in a relationship with a person? What is the most important thing for you in a relationship?
Okay, now your turn.
Loyalty, 100%. I think it goes with one of those questions, one of those answers where the answer really changed as I started getting older and what I was looking for. And I think at this stage of my life, loyalty is probably the most important part. And just being able to match, both physically and spiritually, and at the same levels. Yeah.
Good. I can deal with that.
Fair enough.
How about you? Would you like to share with us what's important for you in a relationship?
I want to say integrity. No, just do the right thing when no one's looking. I think that's my thing where, and then loyalty is kind of part of it. Like, I don't want someone who's going to play the game. Like, I want that to be a team, and I want the guy to talk nicely about me when he's with his buddies. You know, I don't want a guy who's with me just, I don't know, just from being bored, maybe. And then, you know, loyalty and respect, and I don't know. I just, altogether, it just needs to feel right. I don't have a straight answer. I really don't. Like, I can go off examples, but integrity is probably a good word for it.
Wonderful. So, Arnoldo, I will right now put you in a waiting room, and if you can wait a minute or two in a waiting room, and then I will bring you back, okay?
Fair enough.
Second. Okay, Mirka, you just spent 25-30 minutes chatting with Arnoldo. Tell us what you think, and most importantly, would you like to go on a date with Arnoldo?
I have a good impression. I really do. I think he's very well spoken, and like I said, the conversation went well. So I want to know more about him. So yes, I would try out another date.
All right, wonderful. So right now I'm gonna put you in a waiting room, and I'm gonna connect with Arnoldo. Can you unmute yourself so I can hear you for? Wonderful. So tell me, share with me, what do you think about Mirka? What did you learn about her? And most importantly, would you like to go on a date with Mirka?
Yeah, no, she seemed like I like her strong personality. She's definitely like, she'd be fun to hang out with. There's never going to be a moment where we're not going to be having a conversation. She's not shy, so that's kind of fun. She's outgoing. She seems outgoing. She seems like she knows what she wants. I think it'd be fun, you know, to really spend time with her. So yeah, I'd really enjoy. I think it'd be fun to go out with her.
Wonderful. So I am going to invite Mirka back to the room.
Yeah.
And I will give you the opportunity to ask her on a date.
Oh, okay.
Wonderful. Arnoldo and Mirka, you both share the excitement about meeting each other in a real time and going on a date. Arnoldo, would you like to ask Mirka something?
Sure, Mirka. I think it'd be really fun to go out and spend some time together and see if we could click a little bit more.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
All right.
Just promise not to corner me.
I love both of you. Thank you for coming on this blind date. And I hope I'm gonna learn from you how the real date went and what did you learn about each other and the experiences you shared. So thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. So this was a date between Arnoldo and Mirka. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope we are gonna learn more about their dating experience, and maybe they are gonna find love and connection they are looking for.